And welcome back to Monster Rancher 5. And I almost said 3. Okay, so here in the option tab we have configure, which should be the same options, yeah. Okay. And we can save and load.
My head is on the side.
Okay, I have to remember the buttons for this. So Nayuta does the, she does all the disc work, so she'll create from different items. There's no more encyclopedia like there was in 3. I think they realized that was a problem, being able to share pages and recreate pages like that, so...
Which is why they brought it back, basically, with the My Monster Rancher.
Did they really? Can you share pages with your friends?
You can't share pages, but all you have to do is go to somebody else's ranch and pet their monster to be able to get it added to your wiki.
I guess.
And then there are items that let you recreate anything from your wiki.
Oh, that's pretty funny. But yeah, you can create from discs that stick in the PlayStation, and I'll show you later. You can buy discs from the stores actually, and then I don't know if you can. I can't think of any other way other than those at the moment. And then you can combine like you could in the previous games. I can seal a monster, which pretty much is phrasing it, and I can say donate, which has got a really sad dinosaur face. Oh no. She gets really upset when you donate. She gets really mad at you too. She's like, "You're donating!" You know, it's kind of funny. Information. So right now we're the only ones training a monster. So it shows our face, it shows our monster, it shows our policy. And the heart between the monster and me is how much it likes me. The more it likes me, the better it does. So I'll explain it later when there's more trainers on this list. But it's not a good idea to switch monsters between trainers too often because you have to start over with their liking system. Also, this is the second game in the series. It allows you to train more than one monster at one time. Monster Rancher 4 introduced that system, and it was a good system, but it was hard to manage so many monsters, and I think this game improved upon that ability. But again, most people, think it's the other way around. They think it's stupid, but... When we have
My Monster Rancher lets you train up to 5 at a time, but it's like, okay, it's a bit much.
Yeah, in Monster Rancher 4 you can train up to 5. 3 was I think they should have stopped at 3 in Monster Rancher 4, and you'll see why if I ever get to it. But it's because the adventuring system only lets you take 3, so you have 2 extras you gotta train. It's kind of a butt. But in this game, I don't remember how many at once you can train. It's a lot. I don't know if it's 5 or... I can't remember, to be honest. It's been quite a while since I've gotten to the end of this game. Policy. You can change your policy. You can change it to hard, hardest, lenient, easy, normal. Each trainer has a different policy they prefer. Our main character prefers normal. That means that they'll practice more and... Well, they'll practice and rest about the same. If the harder it is, the less the trainer will let them rest. And the more lenient it is, the more rest they get. You don't actually get to choose in this game when they rest, like in the other games. So you're like, oh, I want them to rest for a week. It doesn't work in that way, this game. The trainer will randomly decide when they rest. So if you want them to rest less, you give them a harder policy. But some of the trainers don't like hard policies, and they'll keep reverting back. And you'll notice that I have that problem, because some of the trainers I won't accept having hard policies, and they'll keep reverting back. This is where we put in a gadget. So let's say, you can get gadgets in this game that improve stats more quickly. So I think one of them is called a plate spin. It won't let me do it right now because I'm in the tutorial. And a plate spin, I believe, increases intelligence more. So if I were to give it to him and I wanted to make an intelligence-based monster, he'll practice the plate spin gadget, which is more like a... they say performance here because there's no gadget, but it's like he does that plate spinning trick. It's kind of like a trick, I guess. It's kind of cool, actually. They really do use the gadgets well in this game. And then, in the very right, or I guess right below performance, you see the word motivation. It's all in gray right now because he has no motivation. The higher his motivation, the more colored in that word will be. The higher the motivation, the better, but you don't really want it to max out unless you have good reason. I'll rarely max that out. But it'll probably be around the second T. And the higher the motivation, the more stats they'll gain when they go to a circus performance.
Wait, why don't you want to max it out?
Later on, when we get multiple monsters, if you max it out for one monster just because you're waiting for another, you've just wasted a lot of time you could be practicing for that one monster. So
I gotcha.
You can max it out when you only have like 1 or 2 monsters, but once you start getting a lot, you don't want one to max out because then you could be wasting time. So when everyone gets pretty high, you'll probably want to go ahead. And then you also need money. But the main source of money is to go to circus performances. So if you wait too long, you lose money. And at the very right, you'll notice there's a guy that's standing there with a weight. That's just a symbol of what they're doing for the week. He's training. There are other symbols, like little Z's, that means he's resting, and I'll explain them when we see him. So that's pretty much what this is. This is actually one of the most useful screens in the entire game. Right now, it doesn't look much, but you wouldn't believe how many times you're going to see this screen in this LP. Schedule, which is what I'm supposed to be clicking on, I think. So, yeah, I guess I have nothing left. Okay, so I believe we are on week 1 of month 1, so we can't click on it because we've already made a decision. But I can make a decision for next week. I can do training. When we get further in the game, we'll have more options like adventure, circus, towns, I think. I can't remember. So right now, all we can do is train. So there's nothing really interesting right here. I can switch between months by pushing R now. And then you click on Icon's face here. Or Albert's. I don't know why I said Icon.
It's not my face. It's my face.
So, Albert will sit here and talk to you about random things. Yeah.
The scores they get in shows directly affect the way that a monster develops, you know. So, you'd better use the Orcoro eggs to practice a lot.
So he's talking about the things that I use to practice with, not my monster. Let's check out this place. This is the main room of the tent. There's sometimes storyline. Most of the storyline occurs in here, but not all of it. Let's talk to this girl, Marlene.
I thought it was Marianne.
Marlene.
Oh, that's an L. I thought that was an I with a little dot above it.
I think it's Marlene, actually, but I can't tell.
You'd be able to read better than I could.
Hey, you there. Hey, you there. Could you go and give me a cake level 1? I'm fresh out. Don't give me that face. I'll pay for it. Don't worry. Oh, she gives us 500G to go buy her cake. That's one expensive cake. If you just want to register it with the book, you can create a monster now. Or you can donate a saucer. What do you want to do? I don't want to do anything. Yeah, so the nice thing is if I were to go buy a saucer, and I can come back and just give it to her now, so I don't have to wait for the week to end. So that's kind of nice. So, what?
I was going to say, speaking of that Piroro earlier and the Raiden mix, I looked it up on the wiki for My Monster Rancher.
Oh, yeah?
It's a hawk claw.
I don't know why, it just looks really cool. The cool thing about the Piroro you won't see until he goes into battle is you'll notice his eyes are facing forward when he's out of battle. When he goes into battle, his hat changes, so his eyes are on his side. It's actually kind of cool. Well, that makes no sense logistically because carnivores have their eyes forward facing because they make them better hunters. You'd think it'd be the other way around, but whatevs. Okay, so you'll notice we have 3 eggs. These are the eggs they're talking about. Here's a green one, there's a red one, and there's a yellow one. You'll also notice they have a star above their head. That means it's the level. So they're all level 1. When you're actually in the show, it'll show you what level they are depending. So it's been quite a while. I'm gonna stink real bad, so let's watch me mess this up. I think this is the one we start with, yeah. So it's kind of hard to explain while I'm doing this. At the very bottom, you'll see that I have a timer and I have colors I have to match up as they're falling. Wow, I'm doing really well. I got an excellent, not because I missed, but it's because I was too slow. You'll notice that you'll notice at the bottom there were little nicks in the bar. Once you pass one of those nicks, you go down a level, so I went from marvelous to excellent because I messed one up and then I had to wait for another color to come down to matched. That game can be, this is the reason I was telling you that emulators are hard, because that is really picky. It's incredibly picky. I was actually going to do Monster Rancher EVO as one of my first LPs, but that was back when I used an emulator, and it was near impossible. So that's the first one. We probably won't see any others for quite a while, but I'll go ahead and practice them just for kicks. Melody Stomp. Which one is this? Oh. It's push buttons. Oh, my goodness. What am I doing? I don't remember. What the heck am I supposed to do?
Get them in the middle?
Oh, okay. So, Okay. So you'll notice in the center, it's a certain color, it's yellow. So I need to push left, because that's where the yellow one is.
Is that all?
When it sees the green one, okay, it didn't get it in the center. Wow, that's really hard to explain while I'm doing it. So the big one in the center was red. So if the one above the center one was a little red one going back and forth, I would have to push up when that red one, that little one, was over the black area. Here, I'll do it again. So it's yellow, so I need to push up, and I missed. So I stink. I'm glad I'm practicing. Oh my goodness. And I missed. Bad. Yeah, because I got bad, it won't let me do this part. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to watch Skyrim in the background for some reason. Alright, so that's that one. I remember which one this one is. This one's a little bit tougher. So, at the bottom, I need green, and then red, and then red. So I actually have to move that cursor to get them. Okay. And because I got a Marvelous, it goes slower. You'll notice they're going slower. So it's much more easy. Yeah, and there's a blue one they threw in. Yeah, so we'll get this one. And what that does is it allows me to keep playing. So it's going to reset, so I can actually keep playing. Because you'll notice I have a score in the top right. That score is important during the performance at the circus. That'll make it so my monster's stats will go up more. So the higher my score, the better my monster's stats are going to be. So yeah, which egg you get at what levels is dependent on the gadget, pretty much. And since we have no gadget, it'll probably be the first one I did. Oh yeah, and you can talk to your monster. He's doing push-ups. There don't seem to be any particular problems. I don't know why that sentence messed me up. And when you get more monsters, there'll be more people in here. But yeah, he's my monster, so I'm not in here with him usually, so he's just kind of doing his own thing. Right now he's just doing push-ups, because he doesn't have a gadget. Yeah, this is a lot to take in if you've never played this game, but it'll make more sense later. Alright, so this is kind of one cool part about the game. So, we are a circus that travels. Oh, she's gonna talk. Wait a minute. What is it, Nayuta? How can you act like that? Were you just going to leave without saying anything? I'm going too! What? You don't have to do that. Don't say that. It's more fun when we're together. Come on, let's go. Oh, well, right. Let's go then. So we are a traveling circus, and so we actually do change towns. So right now we're in... I don't even remember. It starts with a C. We're in some little town. So you can leave your tent whenever you like and go to town. Talk to peoples. Beyond here is a very dangerous place filled with monsters. It's been particularly bad recently, so they've closed it off. I'm sorry, but I can't let you by. The Monster Disc Shop. The best decision they ever made. You can buy discs. And not only can you just buy discs, but you can buy specials. They will actually sell special discs, so it's possible to get every single monster in the game by just buying discs.
That is awesome.
Yes, it is. It's incredibly awesome. Oops. It doesn't really matter what you engrave the disc with, because you can rename it once you've, recreated it. So yeah, so this stuff. I'm gonna be checking these stores a lot. No, I don't want to engrave it. So what do we get? We got a mochi, that's sub gel. Oh yeah, we're gonna keep with the same tradition as all the other Monster Ranch games. We're gonna say this, the main, and then the sub. So we have a Suezo plant, a golem, Gaiden, and a duckin poncho. We've seen all these types of monsters, yes. Okay. Okay. So
Took
earlier...
me a second on a couple of those. Sorry.
Earlier, when she mentioned that we can register a disc with her, this is a good time you do that. If you buy a bunch of discs, then you can just register them all with her and then dump them. But that's why I was hoping that we would just come across one that I really want, so I don't have to go searching through my own discs. I can't believe a circus really came to our little village. They say that there are bigger circuses in the city, but I guess beggars can't be choosers. Well, my circus is the best one you'll ever see.
Wow.
Hiya. You work in this circus, right? Hello. What kind of store is this? This is a gadget shop. We're not open right now, though. So you're not selling anything yet, huh? By the way, what kind of things do you sell when you're open, I mean? In gadget shops, we sell the ingredients for gadgets that you use in your circus acts. Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty specialized shop there.
Yeah, you can use them to make new gadgets, but as you can see, we're not open yet. We finally get some circus people to come to and the shop is closed, sorry. That's another thing about gadgets in this game. You can actually alter them with different parts. Like, you build gadgets, well, some of them, and you can alter their specs, which is kind of cool, actually.
So it's like an engine-powered plate spinner?
Yeah, but you can give it different things. Like, you can make it have... It gives more intelligence, you know, if you add certain things. When are you going to be putting on your circus show? My son has been begging me to take him. I certainly hope that old man next to you is not your son. Sorry. We're doing our best to get ready. I hope you'll come too, ma'am. Of course I will. I've never heard of a monster circus before. It sounds interesting. Well, this is just a small village, as you can see. But we like to think we have everything a person could want. I suppose it's boring for you youngsters? Is that a question or a comment? Not at all. I love places like this. There's natural beauty all around. I feel like I could really relax here. Oh ho ho, it's nice to hear a young person say something like that for a change. Okay, and then we got the item shop, which is useful. Let's talk to you. Welcome. Let's buy... Oh, we needed a cake. So let's buy a cake. Yes. Oh yeah, supples. Someone usually wants supple. It's supplement, but it's just supple.
Oh, I was wondering. I was like, does it help with skin complexion or something? I mean...
Hello, I guess this is the first time we've talked like this. Hello, do you remember the faces of everyone who comes here? That's a weird question. Well, yes, but the village isn't very big, so... And you're wearing some very unusual clothes. Ah, I see. Wow. Oh, my name... Okay. I'm not even sure why she said wow. Like, is she wowing her own clothes? Or
maybe wow at the logic that blew her away.
I guess so. My name is Nayuta, and this is Smappy. We're in the circus together. You know, I can talk for myself, Nayuta. I'm Helena. Helena or Helena?
Helena, I would say.
The villagers have been talking about you two for quite a bit. That's pretty impressive, considering she just joined the circus 20 minutes ago. So it doesn't feel like I'm meeting you for the first time. It's very nice to meet you, Smappy. Oh, I forgot about this. I so rarely talk to people when I'm not doing LPs. Nice to meet you too. If you need anything, feel free to ask. Yeah, I think if you talk to people, they can give you rumors and stuff, but I so rarely do it. These youngsters. When I was running the store, a lot of these people never came in at once. But when Helena started working there, all of a sudden they start coming. So is she complaining that she's getting business?
Because she's pretty, probably.
What kind of store is this? I can't see. Hey, you're in the circus, right? Yeah, that's right. What kind of store is this? This is oh, yeah. This is a guild. Not really a store, though. You can come here to get missions that people need done. In exchange, you get money or items. But you look pretty busy, so I guess I'll ask you to go on missions later. Good luck preparing for the show. Oh, okay. Well, we'll come back after the show's over. Yeah, we get to go on adventures later. Which is, I guess, the kind of replacement for, tournaments. And so you can actually go on missions. They'll take you to certain places, and you have to, like, sometimes it'll be like, kill 5 of this monster, or go get me some of this, and they'll give you money in return. Sometimes it's actually pretty useful, because money's kind of hard to get at first. Oh dear, I made a terrible mistake. The mission I accepted is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. I'll never be able to do it. When you're thinking about taking on a new mission, make sure it's one that matches your level, or you may regret it later. Actually, that's a really good piece of advice. I think there's a rank to each mission, if I remember right. Wow, a circus! A real circus! Oh, what's the show gonna be? I'm definitely gonna go see it! Okay. This is Morgan's house. He's the village mayor. Unfortunately, you won't be able to meet him. Huh? Did something happen to him? Well, there's been a lot going on recently. He's away now trying to deal with it. So that's why Morgan is at home today. Don't think badly of him.
So do we come back to this town later or something?
You can. In fact, if I remember right, I don't know if this gadget shop actually opens until later in the game. This is Mayor Morgan's house. Beyond here is the mayor's private quarters. Only family, I'm afraid. I like how he's got all this stuff in here for his kids. My father's out at the moment, so I'm looking after the house for him. Oh, good. Can I go through your stuff? I'm just gonna push the out of the way. Get out of the way. Alright, so yeah, this is a really tiny town compared to some of them later in the game. I think we've pretty much done everything. So you can either run back to the surface, go back to the surface of the world, circus, or you can just, I think you can just say, next week. Yeah, you'll notice our menu's changed because we're not in the meeting anymore. So we have the data menu, like, we have our monster. Oh my goodness, you know.
We got a bajillion things we're going to see as the game goes on.
Yeah, so this is their stats, their name, how old they are, their bonding level, AP, I'll describe later, the main and the sub. DNA. You can only breed monsters a certain amount of times. Once they're out of DNA points, you can't breed them anymore. That's kind of a butt once in a while, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem for this LP. Usable tricks. Those are the gadgets he can use as this specific type of monster. So he can use, like in the very, very bottom left, you'll see like a circular silver blue thing. That's the plate spin. That means he can use the plate spin. So this is actually pretty useful because some monsters can use very little gadgets actually, so. And this is his skills he can use. He's got a power type that's short range, and he's got an intelligence type that's far range. I'll show you the battle system. It'll make more sense when we get to it.
I was about to say, I thought there was just a show, not a battle.
No, there's battling, but there's no tournament system.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
You battle in adventures, but you don't go to tournaments.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So this is their history, like if they've been bred and with who, what their parents are, and then how many times they've been injured, sick, anything like that. So yeah, that's that. Breeder stats are mine. Well, there's only one breeder right now, so I guess we can have up to 5, like I thought. Our money, or how good our circus is. Our circus really stinks. It's in the bottom left. Where we are, what our fame is in that area. Your fame will actually go down if you don't go back to an area for a while. So if you really want really high fame in all the areas, you have to keep switching around, but that won't be till way later in the game.
What does fame do for you?
You get more money.
Okay.
I don't know what this is, and I don't care. I think it's just a list of stuff we've done in the past. Property, what we're carrying around. We're not really carrying much. You've already seen me buy everything we're carrying. And then our book. The book is kind of pretty. It's her tambourine, actually. So yeah, we have Piroro. That's pretty exciting. Alright, we've seen the whole book. Program. This is exactly the same screen I was describing before. And then next week, which I will click on in the next video, because this has been a really long video of me talking about nothing. I need water. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.